We're going to the Tsukiji Outer Markets, to my favorite knife shop, Tsukiji Aritsugu. Well, the fish market moved to Toyosu years ago. The outer markets are still there. And so you could cruise around, and there's knife shops still there, and a lot of different things to see. This is Ginza Yonchome. This is where the Seiko building and the Mitsukoshi building is. It's a quick 12-minute walk to Tsukiji. It's a nice walk. But if you choose, another easier way to go, though, is to take the bus. The bus in Japan is very nice. It's clean. Very easy to get on and off. This is the number 4 bus. It's 210 yen. And get off at Tsukiji Sanchome, which is the 3rd street. Now, if you look that direction, that's towards the temple. But most likely you would have arrived this direction, coming from there from Ginza. So if you're walking from Ginza, you're going to cross there. And then the Lawson's on the corner, great convenience store. This is a little bit of everything for the kitchen. You'll find chopsticks all over, but no, here's a place if you want to get some souvenir chopsticks. People always ask for chopsticks. Here's a great place to get them. Now, obviously, a lot of this stuff here is designed for tourists, but you might find some nice stuff here. And mixed in with that are things like this. This is unagi, the freshwater eel. It looks really good. And something about Japan is the amazing produce. All this stuff here is probably grown on local farms. Amazingly fresh, and the prices are great too. So obviously this is not for the tourists. There's people that live here in Tokyo, walking on their way home. Restaurants come here. These are lotus roots. Beautiful daikon. This is the Tokyo negi, the Japanese style green onions. Beautiful. And then the daikon there. Oh man, it's beautiful. Beautiful grapes, strawberries in Japan are amazing, so you definitely have to get some strawberries while you're there. And this place has been here forever. You can tell. I mean, look at those boxes, old wood. So this is one of the stores that has been here since the original days of the outer markets when the fish market was open. So this is kombu from all over Japan. You're going to make dashi. That's the kind of kombu you're going to want to use for your dashi. Yeah, more dashi. And then we're going to move. So a lot of dry goods here. So now they have the shiitake mushrooms. And the shiitake mushrooms here are only from Japan. They don't bring in the Chinese ones here. So you can see there it says Japanese made. So it's from Japan only. But then the ones I like the best are the donko right there. Those are the donkos. Donko is a shiitake mushroom that hasn't opened yet. So it's at the earliest stages, which is really more flavorful, packed of flavor. So if you're going to get mushrooms, get the donkos. Seaweed here. And this is a great coffee place here. They have the store, you'll see on the inside of the markets as well, but that place has been there forever. It's a stand-up drinking place. People already drinking in the afternoon. Now, this is a major street here in the sense that cars can go up and down. You're going to be tempted to go down there, but that's not, you're going to want to keep passing that one. That's not quite the end of the markets. So the one more street is going to be the very edge of the outer markets. And one way you'll kind of know is you're going to come up to this place here called Sukiya. Sukiya is a chain throughout Japan. Beef bowls and curry rice. They kind of compete with Yoshinoya for the beef bowls. Each does their own style. You know, which is better? It's up to you. It's a tough choice. You're gonna turn the corner. Okay, so this is the last alley on the outer markets, and this is the alley you're gonna want to go down. It's still pretty early, but it's already starting to get pretty crowded. So I suggest you come down here really early. You know, all kinds of street food here. This is oden. Oden's a classic Japanese dish. You'll find this throughout Japan. And then all kinds of beef. But here, the problem with beef is you can't bring it back to the U.S. Here's the A5 Wagyu. And so Japan has amazing meat products. However, yeah, you cannot bring meat products of any sort back to the U.S. You can bring seafood and vegetables, but you can't bring meat. Now there is a list at cpb.com that a list of what you can and can't bring. I kind of suggest you look at that and have that as a reference. These are scouring pads, old classic tawashi. And this is the coffee place. This has been here forever as well. When the fish market was still open, this place would be packed every day, just to the gills, all day long. Hand drip coffee. It's an amazing place. If you're in the mood for a good cup of coffee, this is a great place. It's really done in the old style of Japan, where they love to really treat coffee as an art. The thing's kind of made for tourists. Now this place here has been here forever too. It says everything dried under the sun. Well, not literally dried under the sun, but everything dried. You know, a lot of these things for dashi, various dashi, or a lot of these simply rehydrate and eat. Japan being a huge seafood culture, you know, things last throughout the year. This makes things last throughout the cold winter. Oh, this is my favorite. This is kohada. Kohada is the gizzard shad. You could rehydrate those and cure them. Oh my God, it's so good. And all these different kinds of fish that are dried. You know, the secret to, you know, a lot of the ramen places is a good dashi, and people think it's only about the meat, but it's actually the seafood that's in there too, that's hidden. A seaweed store there. Now this is a real boutique knife shop. Um, I didn't see it here a couple years ago, and the first time I saw it was 6 months ago when I was here. You know, beautiful handles and real boutique-y. So it's a retailer that sells knives. I personally, I personally wouldn't go there. It's funny, they put it right across the way from Aritsugu, my favorite knife shop. This is Tsukiji Aritsugu. This is actually a real working knife shop, so you want a knife, this is where you're going to want to go. There's a video I made on how to go through the knife shop, and you'll see that. Yeah, and don't forget to bring your passport with you because the knives you buy at Aritsugu, you can get your tax refunded, but you must keep the receipt and you go to the tax refund center, and we're walking our way there right now. And we keep getting distracted as we go through there. Now, Aritsugu being an older store, they don't have the computerized system that you could use your QR code that you could also apply for. So before you go to Japan, make sure you go to the site and get your QR code, not just for entry to Japan, but you can get your QR tax exempt code as well that you can use in many places. Places like Uniqlo, um, larger locations that have the computerized system. Aritsugu, they don't have that system. They just issue you, a paper receipt, and you take that paper receipt over to the tax refund center, and you'll get your tax refunded. It's 10%. Here's another knife shop, just a couple stores down from Aritsugu. They have, cool-looking knives, but it's definitely made more for the tourists here. I don't. It's not a professional, but at the same time, this is a good place. You might find a really nice knife. It's if you don't need a true professional quality knife. And this is Japanese plums, the umeboshi. You should get some of those and take it back. They're amazing. And other pickles. So this place is a place with nothing but pickles. The seafood bowl, but it has salmon, which means it's a little more towards the tourist crowd. This place here, I wouldn't go myself. I think it's definitely a little bit pricey compared to what you could find.
Well,
Now this place here isn't even open, and look at the people lined up.
before they open.
Like Anthony Bourdain used to say, the people have spoken. This is a very famous restaurant. They serve just one thing, and that's basically a bowl of rice with tuna on top, the chutoro or the nakaochi, which is the scrapings of the tuna. You get little additions on the side, but this place, well, it speaks for itself.
Must be worth the wait.
The dried seafood. This is here is that's the herring roe, kazunoko. It's salty and crunchy, and you eat it with hot rice. It's so good. Here, all kinds of other dried seafood. See, so like these kind of items you could bring back because it's seafood. What I do is I print out the sheet from Customs and Border Protection that lists what you can and can't bring, and so I have that with me as I'm coming back. That way, I know exactly. But on that sheet, I'll know what I can get and can't get. Here's another restaurant with sushi. A lot of it's unfortunate, one thing is that a lot of the older restaurants that used to be here that truly service the fish market have gone, and this is been replaced by more places for the tourist crowd. But the one good thing is they have a good variety of things, and the prices, while they're a little bit higher because it's tourist, you can find some interesting stuff here, and you get a chance to try some really good things. It's ankimo there, that looks really good. We're approaching the very end of that row, and we're going to the east-west row. So this is, if you look to the left, that's where the fish market would have actually started. So we turn around, and we're going to start walking in the other direction. So towards the other stores in the market. You know, there's a lot of things here on the way to get distracted. It's still pretty early. Come here a couple hours later, it's going to be packed. Lots of grilled seafood items. Oh, they have uni too, raw uni. Oh, you have your uni bowl. It's a little pricey.
Good way to start the day, huh?
Oh, good.
Some of my favorite places on earth right here.
Really?
Yeah, I love Tsukiji.
My first time.
Oh, yeah? You guys gonna get a knife? Go around the corner over there. There's a bunch of knife shops.
Oh, there's some beautiful crab legs there. You know, so if you lived here, this would be a great place to come and get crab. Wow, look at the Wagyu. This is why people that live in Tokyo, you know, they're so lucky they could just come down here and buy a nice piece of Wagyu, take it home, and
How's that? Wonderful. Of course, right? As good as expected. Of course.
okay, now we're coming up there. Right over here this is the tax refund counter. So bring your receipt from the knife shop, come over here, and you'll get your tax back. They also do luggage delivery. So if you bring your luggage here and you buy lots of stuff and you don't want to lug it around with you, you can go there and they'll actually have it sent to your hotel.
Didn't you make one full?
Lots of great snacks to have. And more dried items. A lot of dried. See, these are the places that have been here since the store opened. You know, a lot of the restaurateurs would come down and buy all their dried items. Also, you know, for people that live in Tokyo, this was a great place to come. So you have a good combination here between old locations that have been here selling their specialty items forever, and then you also have mixed in there a lot of the newer locations that are geared towards the tourists that come here, since this is mostly a location for tourists now. But, you know, there's a good reason why it's a location for tourists. There's all kinds of amazing stuff here. You know, if you're a chef or home chef and, you know, you want to make the most incredible dashi, this is where you come. It's not just the fish market, it's also meat. Those are the old carts that used to be all over the fish market.
Oh my God, the smell is so good here. Oh Jesus.
This is the
Oh my
unagi
God.
don, or unaju. It's in a square box, so it's a unagi ju. Not a donburi would be in a round bowl. So this place, they do it the traditional Kanto style, where they first they broil, then they steam, and then they broil again. So this is the Tokyo style of doing it.
So here they obviously they do it the true Kanto style.
It's still early in the morning, so they haven't opened yet, but they're getting
Boil it
ready.
on the coal. Then they put it in the steamer.
They come here in about an hour, and there'll be smoke pouring out of this place. You know, I definitely recommend when you're in Japan, you try unagi somewhere. Unagi is something very special, but it's not going to be the stuff like you get in the U.S. You know, in the U.S. it comes pre-made in a package. You want to get it made fresh. The skin is crispy. And this is Sushi Zanmai. This is the guy. This world record tuna.
There he is.
Paid $3.1 million for the tuna. So he has restaurants throughout Tokyo. So this is his sushi restaurant, and then you'll see he has a little kind of the street stall coming up here a little bit later in the video.
He has the world record, $3.1 million for bluefin tuna.
See more and more seaweed, all kinds of dried items. The Japanese are masters at drying things. You know, they're talking about culture that's thousands of years, and so and the seasons are very brutal. So you have to be able to survive winter. But here's obviously a newer restaurant, I think. You know, the nice thing, you can come here and you can try one skewer of something. You know, to go somewhere and eat a whole meal, it might be too much of one thing, especially, you know, the Kobe beef and, you know, all the Wagyu. Wagyu is very rich, so you might not want too much. So this might be a good place to come down. Try one good skewer. You know, a lot of places are not quite open, but there you go. See, one skewer, 2,000 yen. Or 2,000 yen is $13. The best beef in the world. It's worth trying. See, in here you can get, I mean, all these fresh seafood that they're gonna, it's, it's, and you don't have to eat too much of any one thing. This is why you can try a variety of things. And here we got tuna over here, maguro. So, all right, the various pieces of the tuna, and other fish too. So, you know, if you lived here in Tokyo, like this person probably does, look at those. See, this is the remnants of what the outer markets, I mean, were always like before. The fish market inside, and then the outer market, smaller stalls for people that lived in the city to come and, you know, get items to make throughout the night, or even small restaurants to come here. You know, a lot of specialty items. You know, so now you see a lot of things mixed in with tourists. You get your oysters and there's sashimi there, but there's still, like I said, there's still a lot of things that are part of the old market. So this is why it's so cool to come down here and check it out. Look at that. Yeah, there's gifts. Everybody asks for those. Well, now you know where to get them.
Just all around. Yeah.
It's starting to get crowded. Get more and more crowded. Now, we're coming up to some of these little side alleys that they get pretty crowded because they're tight, but these are fun to walk through. All kinds of stuff in here. This is the himonoya. These are fish that are not fully dried, but these are lightly dried, air dried, concentrate the flavors. So you broil these and it's just amazing. You know, the flavor really intensifies in this. So himono it's an art form in Japan that's been around for centuries. And yeah, we go back out. Go back the other way again. I mean, you could spend another hour walking through all these little alleys, but we're just going to walk through a little bit of it.
Where do I go? Where do I go?
Chopstick holders there. Those are always a nice gift. You know, get a nice set of chopsticks and a little chopstick holder or the rest to put them on. People love those. Trust me on that. More knives. Now, this place, this is good. These are worth it. Little tiny steam buns. I mean, they're tiny, so you're not going to get filled up, but they're freshly made right there. I mean, 200 yen. That's $1.35. So I don't eat much meat, but sometimes something like this, I have to.
肉まん一つお願いします。
Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Oh, this aisle here, it's packed really tight, but if you want to look at some really cool stuff, this is a place. All kinds of, like some more vegetables. So this isn't just the fish. This is, restaurant people will come through here and buy all kinds of real specialty items. Now, like I said, mixed in, you have a lot of tourist things, but there's still a lot of really cool stuff to look at. You see, there's still, there's locals that come here and buy things. Like this is the Sushi Zanmai. This is the restaurant we saw earlier with the guy that bought the world record fish. This is his little food stall here. Tuna just chopped up and plates of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's where if you're staying at an Airbnb and you have a kitchen, come down here, you could make yourself a wonderful dinner. Oh, this place has actually been here a long time. I remember this from many years ago. So these are like donburis with chicken. In Japan, you gotta eat the chicken. Chicken is amazing here. And more sushi. So now we're out to the outer edge of the outer markets here. So that's the main street you see over there. But I highly recommend you try melon in Japan.
Japanese melon is.
You know, one piece, it looks a little expensive, but you gotta try melon. Something about Japan is the fruit. You gotta try melon, you gotta try the strawberries, you gotta try the grapes. You know, you don't need to eat too many, but you'll be amazed at the flavor of the fruit in Japan. That's right, turn back around and this sign here, this is the tuna. Now this restaurant here, this used to be in front of, when the markets were open, this was a restaurant that served only tuna. But since the inner markets closed, the fish market closed, they closed the restaurant. Now, a lot of the street food here, these used to be packed when the market was open. A lot of the restaurants over there have been replaced by more touristy things, but there's still a few that remain. This used to be where a lot of the people that worked in the markets would come out here and grab their breakfast or lunch, dinner at 8 a.m. This place was always hustling and bustling with the people from the markets. You should go watch some of the documentaries on the Tsukiji markets. It was an amazing place. Definitely go to Toyosu, go see the new market. It's still an amazing thing. Here you see locals buying their vegetables. These little ladies aren't tourists. There's a tomboya, a butterfly,
Popular place.
dragonfly. What? See, this is like the street food here. Little carts. And then right down this alley here, in here, there used to be all these little restaurants that, when the market was open, each place would serve just one specialty item, and they would just be packed with people that worked in the markets coming out here to, grab a quick bite. A couple of them still remain, but now you have, look how old these places are. Nothing fancy. A lot of these are just counters you sit at. That's a little more touristy, obviously. Look, little counters. And drinking beer. Remember, a lot of these people, they would finish work at 8, 9 in the morning. They were done for the day. Yeah, definitely walk through that it's a little hidden gem in there. And then walk down the whole rest of the row here. There's cool stuff to see.
はい、ご飯食べますか？お席あります。お弁当もございますよ。
Oh, this place is famous.
Now, as we approach the end of the outer markets, towards the inner markets, you see these little restaurants. So this is where the people that work there, the first place they would have come out would have been right there. See, as you walk around, this the entrance to the where the markets would have been, the fish market. So after this point here, it would have been, you could have walked in, but it's pretty much for wholesale purchases only. So enjoy your day at Tsukiji. There's a lot more to check out.